Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover important reminders you all might want to take care of before maintenance. I would also like to respect my viewers' precious time, so be sure to use the timestamp chapters in the video playbar, as well in the video description, to help you get the info you need from this video faster. Back to your day. So there is another trade that I'm going to mention to y'all real quick. Now this is a bit of a special one. So this is the first shop on the left in Central City, again at the item trader. When you come to the item recycle shop here, there's actually a trade in here that resets every month. The first of every month is when it'll reset. And it's a pretty important one too. I haven't ever really mentioned this to y'all previously, but this is one that y'all should be trying to hit. This is the N-Augmentation item protect. Now you can trade in for 2 of these per month, and one of them takes 40 AC items or recycle badges, which you can buy from player shops, or sometimes SEGA gives us those free scratches and stuff. You can use those items on it. And then the other one is for 40 star gem scratch items or 40 star gem scratch recycle badges. Which you probably have quite a bit of those laying around. I strongly suggest trading in for these because you can use these item protections to augment, and it'll protect your items so you still keep the capsule even if you fail. And it's really good to use on things like high domina and stuff like that. Any sort of like super expensive capsule, you can try to use one of these on those. And you can only, like I said, you can only get like 2 of these per month. There's one per trade here, one for AC items and one for star gem items. So this is pretty important. Make sure that you trade in for this before the 1st of September rolls around. All right, so there is going to be a trade quest that's going to be resetting here. Now this isn't a weekly trade, this is actually a monthly trade, but the NPC Arche here, if you go to her, she actually has a little trade shop here for exchange Genesis points. And at the very bottom down here, there's Aegis and Integras that you can get. And you can see up the top right that it's going to be resetting in 3 days. This is a monthly trade, so definitely make sure that you go here and trade in for your Aegis and Integras here, because you can trade in these Aegis and Integras later on for materials that make Half an Alley, which is really useful. It sells for a lot of money. So this week we do currently have an Arks record ranking going on. Now if you open your menu and you go to personal and then to Arks record random challenge records, you can see right here it's going to be for the current limited time quest Blazing Battle Party. So if you haven't actually ran this any, make sure that you go and do one run of this at least, that way so you can try to get in some of your Arks record badge ranking rewards from it. Even just getting bronze, even if you do like a really bad run, you'll still get like bronze record ranking reward, which is really useful because you can use it to trade in for like star gems and arms refiners and just various items, emotes and camos. And you can actually do these rankings per ship too. If you have on your other ships, if you have characters that are high enough to get into the limited time quest, you can actually go and do this there too. And you'll get a separate ranking reward per ship that you play on. Now saying that, also I wanted to mention the limited time quest is going to be going away this week as well. So it's going to be your last chance you have to actually go out there and play this limited time quest too, which is quite fun. Now there is the new armor that drops in there, the Octo Armor Arga. It seems like it's extremely rare though, and it only has just a little bit more stats than the Octo that you get from the seal. My suggestion is if you do get a hold of one of these, just sell it. It's really not that big of a difference between the regular Octo. So I did want to mention that we do have a couple of AC scratches that are going to be coming to an end with this maintenance coming up. So I just wanted to point out, Rewind Collection August 23, this will be ending with maintenance coming up. So if you've been scratching on this, make sure you use any of your select tickets that you got from it. And as well, it's just a good idea to go through the prize listing here and see if there's any of these motions or emotes or any accessories and so forth, hairstyles and whatnot that's inside the scratch. Make sure that you go through here and see if there's anything in here that you would want. Because it's currently going to be a little bit cheaper on the player market before the scratch is gone, and then the prices are all just going to kind of climb up most likely. Now another AC scratch that's going to be going away with the maintenance as well is going to be the AC support item select August 23. So if you've been scratching on this one, make sure that you go through and use your prize tickets that you have, where you can select any booster that you want from the prize listing. Most likely the parfaits are going to be the ones that are going to be the most expensive. So keep an eye on those, and while these are still here, they're probably going to be a little bit cheaper on the player markets right now. Okay, so this part of the video, most of my viewers are going to know where the trades I'm about to mention are. So here's a checklist on the screen. You can pause to save yourself some time. This is weekly trades that you should be doing every week. I'm going to go to each location and showcase them some as usual for those of you that don't know where these trades are. Okay, so first up, we're here in Central City, and we're going to go to the first shop on the left over here, the Item Trader Travis. Now, Item Trader Travis has quite a few useful things here. We're going to go to Item Exchange, and towards the bottom down here is N-Augmentation success rate 10%. You want to make sure that you trade in for 3 of these. You can do this per week. And it just takes 30 gold Prim swords. If you're running limited time quest or just various content in the game, I'm sure you're getting a hold of these gold Prim swords. And you can trade in for these so that you can augment your gear, and it helps increase your percentages. Then next we're going to mention the Arks Record Badge Exchange. Now Arks Record Badge Exchange has star gems in here that you can trade in for weekly. And as well, there's also Arms Refiner 2 in here, Aegis Interga, and some other useful things in here that you might want to get a hold of. But the some of the weekly trades here for the star gems, that's extremely important because you can use star gems for all sorts of things in the game. And then next we'll go ahead and mention Item Exchange Stia. Now the value of some of this stuff really isn't as high as it used to be, but there is some capsules in here and some arms refiners and stuff. So if any of this stuff is something that you might be interested in, you might be able to still actually get a little bit of money for these on the player markets, or you just find them useful for enhancing your gear and so forth. And this is also a weekly trade. And then up next, we're also going to mention Aegis Interga Exchange. Now, the Aegis Interga Exchange, towards the bottom, you can actually trade in for all the different little souls and dominoes and stuff to create Halfinale, which is a pretty expensive capsule. It's came down in price a little bit, but it's still been hovering like around $1 million range or so. So definitely important to get a hold of these too. You can only trade in one little set per week, so make sure you hit this as well. So another one's going to be the Giga Strugment Exchange. So if you've been killing any of the Gigantics enemies in the Alio region, then you're getting a hold of Giga Strugments from them. And you can actually trade these in for like camos and various capsules and stuff here too. So this is all stuff that's been like limited per week too. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now as well, another new one that we have here is going to be the Growthment Exchange. And if you've been running Lucille, you can actually trade in for Arms Refiner 2, and there's a limit of 2 per week here. And arms refiners are quite important for getting a hold of your gear. And there's also a limit here for like how many like burst mill weapons you can get a hold of, and octo armor and stuff too. Okay, so up next we're going to run down to the third shop on the right at the Item Enhancement Lab, and this is going to be another trade here. And towards the very bottom is Exchange Enhancement Materials. And if you go to other enhancement materials option here, you can trade in for gold Prim Sword 2, as well as gold Prim Armor 2. Now, these actually went down in value quite a bit in the player markets. Last I checked, they're actually like around 4K each or something. So this trade's not as important as it was, but it's going to save you a little bit of money if you're trying to get some of your gear to plus 70, which is extremely important when it comes to the weapon especially. And then as well, there's also like a trade here for the Arms Refiner 2. You can only trade in for 2 a week here. And you can also trade in for some of these Photon chunks to unlock potential 6 on your weapons too, which adds a lot of damage too. Okay, so lastly, we're going to run over here to the Alliance Activity Import NPC. So here we are at the Alliance Activity Support NPC. Tim is right in front of the Central City Tower, in front of the stairs. And Tim has an exchange for Alliance badges shop here where you can get a hold of star gems. And you can do this weekly too. So if you're doing your Alliance tasks, if you're a part of Alliance, you can go out there and get some of your trade items here for your various triggers and also star gems and stuff. And this is all limited per week too. All right, so one of the last parts of the video we're going to mention is going to be going back to base PSO2 and getting a hold of casino star gems. Now this is a weekly trade that you can do, but you do have to have base PSO2 downloaded in order to go there. Now base PSO2 is a separate download from NGS. It's just free DLC though, so it's free for you to download, but it is pretty hefty, like around 70 gigabytes maybe or something like that. But the way that you would get there once you do actually have it downloaded is any Ryuker in any Ryuker in the game. If you go to block transfer, and up at the very top there's an option for transfer to a PSO2 block. Now another way that you can get to base PSO2 is via the ship selection screen. Once you select your ship, and then upon selecting your character, when you go to character selection, there's an option here for base PSO2 as well PSO2 NGS. So you can get to base PSO2 from here too. Okay, so here we are in base PSO2. It's going to put you here in the Ark ship lobby. Now, if you turn immediately around, there's an elevator here that's going to say to the shopping plaza. And if you take this, you can see that we have this amazing, like, summer slide, like, summer themed, like, lobby here too, which is really cool. Check that out. But if you jump down from here, and you turn around again, you're right here at the entrance of the casino. And then once you're inside the casino, if you run over to the left, there's a prize attendant Chip right here. Now Chip has some limited time exchange prizes here where you can get a hold of your casino star gems right here. And it just costs some casino points to get a hold of these, so you got to trade in for one. Now something cool about this is you can do this per ship too. So if you have a character on all 4 ships, you can actually get this amount of star gems per ship that you're on. Now if you're wondering where to get the casino coins from, if it's your very first time inside the casino, this attendant right here, this NPC, has like various little tasks that you can get like some casino coins from doing little like games around the casino and stuff. And then once you have the casino passes, this little machine right here with the bowl dragon on top of it, if you go here, you can spend either one pass or you can spend 5 passes at a time. We're going to go ahead and do that just to show you an example. And he's going to spit out some coins at us. And sometimes he'll give you more than 100 per, sometimes he'll just give you 100 per like it did for me here. Now, if you're curious of another way to get all the casino coins, you can actually do this every day is via doing daily orders back in the Arks ship lobby in base PSO2. We're going to go ahead and go there real quick, show you. So here we are back in the main Arks ship lobby again, same place that you would be when you first log in. If you run over to the left, there's a daily order attendant right here. Now the daily order attendant has various little like orders that you can do, like usually these ones here towards the bottom for like fishing and harvesting and stuff. A lot of these are actually like ones that you can stock up on just from going and harvesting and fishing inside of the free exploration quests. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these real quick. And you can see that I actually stock up a lot of these too. There's also various like orders in here that you can get like collect items, which you can actually send your support partner out on. It's like a little NPC like that you can create and send them out on various little tasks and stuff. And then there's also like some kill orders in here and stuff too. Some of these are like pretty simple and some of them are kind of tricky. But really all you have to do is this one. And as you can see, what I do is I collect these gathering items. And for example, I'm going to turn in this one that I just grabbed. And you can see that I have 222 of this item. I want to adjust this value to just turn in one of these, because I want to save the stockpile of items that I have for another turn in for another time. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this in. And once I turn this in, when we back out, you're going to see that it pops up that I completed a daily order, which is giving me 5 casino coin passes. Now these 5 casino coin passes equal a minimum of at least 500 casino coins. And you can actually do this per character that you have too. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for today. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a wonderful day, friends. See you in the next one.